I'm new to this forum. I know you say that you don't believe in asking for what you want. Just ask for the divine to take the lead. Well, wait, I have a few things to say about that too, because I don't actually say that. And she says, well, what about the teaching, ask and ye shall receive? I've asked for what I require, if it's for my highest good or even better. Is there anything wrong with that? Thank you. All right. So anyway, welcome to this new person. And let me say first, this is so, there's so many layers of subtlety to this. That teaching to me of ask and ye shall receive from the Bible. And I know it became like a best-selling book, and it really became like the foundation of all the manifesting stuff. Like if you ask for it, God has nothing to do but just deliver it to you on a silver platter. That's the nature of this universe. Ask and you'll get it. I have found has caused more suffering to more people, including in the 30 years when I was giving readings, and people were constantly coming and going, well, I asked for it, and it says, ask and you shall receive, so why didn't I get it? And now my coach is telling me that I'm blocking it, and it's like this world is just set up that, whatever you order, you get. Not true. This is, to me, it's half of the story. Half of the story is, yes, intention has a role. So if you are constantly saying to the divine, I'm longing for a job that uses all of my abilities, that's one thing, because that's an offering kind of request. That's like where you're saying, I'm giving myself to you, and I'm longing for work that uses my abilities. I would never say, don't ask for that. What I'm trying to do really with the forum, and I think it can be confusing because there's so much black and white thinking out there, is I'm not saying never ask for anything. We're in human bodies. What I'm saying is offer the desire to the divine and ask for it for the highest to occur. And it's quite different than the way sometimes I was so often seeing ask and you shall receive be so misunderstood, like it's, the universe is Costco. And so, you put in your order and then it either happens or it doesn't happen because somehow you've screwed up and you blocked it. And what it leaves out is the other half of the story, which is the law of karma. It's not just the law of attraction saying if you ask for it, you'll get it. It's the law of karma saying, who knows what the intricacies are that were brought into a given life that makes some things occur and other things not occur. And if you don't view it from that larger image, then you're taking the burden of all doership onto the shoulders of the ego and saying, everything my ego wants is supposed to happen in this life, and if it doesn't happen, I must be blocking it, which is an utterly insane way to live. And I get that in your letter, you're saying you ask for what you require if it's for your highest good or even better. And I would say I don't have a problem with that, but it's just quite different to offer that as opposed to, how can I put this, as opposed to seeing yourself as separate from the divine, like, I'm putting in my order, please bring this partner, please bring this new job, either what I want or better, still creates this idea that there's an individual ego that wants things, and then it's sort of petitioning this outer divine to either bring this or something better. And so to me, the nature of this kind of work with offering is really where the great self is being invited to take the lead. So these deep desires, they're not blocked. There's nothing wrong with them. I have my own. But you're offering them. You're saying, let me give this to you, God, for the highest to occur. So that you're not in there with the agenda saying, I need this or else. In a way, there's an act of trust in it, saying, this great self, which isn't out there in the sky, it's inside you. It's you. It's the great self within you and everywhere. That great self knows the highest that needs to occur. So what you're actually offering is the depth of the desire over for the highest to occur. And if you're new and you never have heard that Dying to Love video that's on YouTube that I did, I think it could help because I think it kind of makes the distinction clear. But yeah, I think you're understanding it. It's just casting the burden of all that longing changes your life. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have the longing, you're bad, you're unevolved. It's just saying, I am handing that. There's a spaciousness. You can feel it. Your hands just go to the sky. There's a spaciousness that says, I am open to receiving the highest plan. And some people have heard me tell this story, but it's really my favorite, almost tragic story about ask and you shall receive as a misunderstanding, which is that there was this guy that I know, he's an author and, quite a good writer, really nice person. And his wife, this was a number of years ago, got very, very, very sick. And he had written all these books basically about, whatever you want. The universe is here to do your bidding. Give your list, write it down. Everything that you want is meant to be. So as his wife got more and more sick, he began to post, understandably, all these things online for his community and all the people that loved his books. Everybody needs to pray for her to be healed. Everybody needs to pray for her to be healed. I am a great manifester. I will be able to save her. I am a great manifester. I will be able to save her. Well, where this story went is, it was the woman's time to go. No amount of prayers shifted the situation. And watching what went on in that community, because, at some point somebody said to me, just go online and look at what's happening there. There was so much blame. It was so sad about, like if only, like maybe he was doing something to block it, even though he was a great manifester, or, maybe other people didn't pray enough. I mean, it was, to me, very tragic. The craziest thing about this story is one day I was out hiking in Marin, and I know him in passing, and I ran into him hiking, and we somehow got into this conversation. I think we were meant to run into each other, and he's really lovely. Like he said, I have had such guilt that for all my power and all these books and all these thousands of people that follow me, I couldn't save her. And I just remember talking to him and saying, this is where the law of karma comes in. What if she was meant to go? What if that was the contract that her soul made to go at this appointed time? And it was never yours to save. And I said, that burden is more than anyone could live with. And it's really the other side of ask and you shall receive is give it to frickin' God, the great self that would know that if it is a certain time, no amount of I need her to stay, I need her to stay, I need her to heal will turn that around. If somebody is meant to be in the balance and you start to pray for the highest, I totally believe in the power of prayer, but you're praying for the highest. You're not praying keep them here at all costs because you don't know what the divine will is. So anyway, I didn't say all that to him. I'm just sort of saying it, telling the story. But we kind of had kind of an amazing conversation about it. And sometimes I've even wondered if he was meant to go through this experience because he, as nice as he was as a person, he sort of had, I would call it delusions of grandeur, that it was like, as you often get with somebody highly focused on manifesting, like, I'm here to create whatever, and I'm great at this. I can do everything. I can do parking spaces, and I can raise the dead. And I just think, wow, there's something so powerful when you start to become emptied of all that. It's literally like an emptying. It's the hollowing out that happens through the act of offering. You become like, that garden hose that the water can come through, but the water knows what it needs to do. You don't force it, direct it, attach to it, blame yourself when it doesn't go the way it was meant to. All of that is a walking nightmare. And I really saw this in this poor guy. And anyway, and I think he's really transformed off of the experience. So